everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. And anyway, obviously Scott Golden here, Golden Opportunities Coaching. And for those that are new, we've got over 450 audios available on a variety of coaching-related topics. Hopefully something you enjoy. If you're looking for life, relationship, business, or entertainment coaching, then certainly you can get in contact with me. There's a couple ways to do that. First way is on Twitter at PO Perception. Second way is right here on this YouTube channel. My website is available on the channel, and you can, under the About Me section, and you can go there. In any event, we're going to talk today about something that I work with people on all the time, and that is how to know if someone's not making you a priority in their life. And so we all want to be a priority, and we can't always be one. But here's 7 or 8 signs that you're not a priority and you might need to reevaluate the relationship. The first one is if they're always running late. Now, time management can be a tricky thing. Things come up and we don't always know how to navigate trying to be in multiple places at once or meet deadlines and whatever have you. And certainly, especially if someone's going through a life transition like having a new baby or starting a new job, time management can be extremely difficult. However, when there becomes a history and a pattern of kind of not showing up, literally and figuratively, there are problems associated with that behavior. And it ultimately means that they would rather put their time somewhere else. And if they refuse to communicate about this, there's even more damage to be done in that direction. The next thing is a person who constantly cancels plans. More than ever before, much like with options on the internet and options on television and options in books, we have more options and choices in life than ever before. However, management of time again comes forward in this particular facet in the terms of if someone doesn't value your time enough to spend it with you, or value their time enough to spend it with you, or value their own time too much, this can be problematic. Canceling plans once in a while happens. Certainly things come up, and things like sickness and or the needs of a family member in crisis or other things will happen from time to time. But again, it's the propensity for this to become a pattern. The more of a pattern it becomes, the more likely it is that the person you're wanting to spend time with doesn't see you as a priority. The next is if they leave you out of important situations. This could be a birthday party, an invite to dinner, or just time to spend together going to your favorite place. Certainly, a person that values a relationship is going to want to include you in their daily, weekly, monthly life. When that inclusion begins to dissipate, that is, to lessen, there is a problem with the intention of the other party in the relationship. Now, it can be extremely difficult to kind of deal with that, obviously, because we don't want to acknowledge and deal with the emotions that somebody just doesn't choose us. And that can be extremely painful. The next is obviously if they forget important dates or important things about our life. For example, I once had a friend that completely forgot that I was allergic to a certain nut, and they had put it into a meal, and they had known that I had had I won't say near death, but a very scary medical experience as a result of this particular allergy. And so for them to forget not only was inconsiderate, but it was also extremely dangerous, potentially, for me. Luckily, I was able to cut it off and not eat because, well, my eyes worked and said, hey, there's such and such in this, and I can't eat such and such, remember? And then they looked kind of shocked because they'd forgotten. What's interesting is about 2 months later, that friendship ended and has been ended for years. So ultimately, if a person forgets important things to you or important dates or important aspects of your life, chances are they're more focused on building or maintaining other social connectives, which is fine, but again, that needs to be communicated so you're not looking like a lost puppy when things, uh, you know, don't go according to plan. The rest of these are pretty simple. I mean, if someone's ignoring you, that's a really good indication. Obviously, the process of ghosting and catfishing and all of the, well, catfishing doesn't apply to friendships, but it does apply to, relationships, for pretending to be something you're not, and then ignoring communication like ghosting are pretty good indicators that the relationship is drawing to a close. Certainly, when relationships draw to a close, it's difficult, but it's just as difficult to put time into something that is relatively fruitless. If they do not make time or they do not make communication with you, then these are also issues. Time and communication are the benchmarks of a healthy, progressive, positive relationship. And when neither one of these is a focus of a connection, it it can only mean eventually that the relationship will fall by the wayside. The last one in a note here is that ultimately they don't try to make things good or make up for when plans go awry or when things get shifted. Now, makeup doesn't necessarily mean they have to spend every waking minute with you, but at least trying to show that they are engaged in the relationship is a central force for someone who has pure intentions. Anyway, hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.